Hi there guys, welcome back to another episode of the Retro Brown channel during the month of Retro Brown, and today, as you can see wiggle in front of you, episode 7 is going to be Meowth, a Meowth Solo Run in Gen 1 Kanto, and I'm actually very excited for this one. We don't have the greatest moveset, but what makes Meowth in the Persian line so good in Gen 1 Solo Running is that speed stat. If you weren't aware, in Gen 1, your critical hit chances are calculated based off your base speed stat, which gives a very, very good combination that we can take leverage of. Despite our measly 290 base stats, we've got a very good strategy to go through most of this run and not even badge boost glitch, really. So, as normal, we switch text speed to fast, animation off. Let's choose Meowth on our starters. And we actually are going to give it a cool nickname today. We are going to go with the name That's Right when I actually type it in, because that is Meowth's catchline in the anime. You know, he goes, Meowth, that's right. I can't do that justice, but let's see. Let me show you why I think this is going to be a fantastic run. So we don't start off with the greatest moveset, really. We start off with Scratch and we start off with Growl. Considering we've only got 45 base attack, that's not really that good. And that error there was from the Game Shark code. When I have to put the Game Shark code in to choose who my starter is, I need to switch it off before going into this fight, and that was why that error showed up because I hadn't turned it off. We beat out that Bulbasaur without even taking any damage, and we move on to the rival at the west of Viridian. So, the strategy I'm alluding to with that high base stat and high crit chance is actually the slash strat. Because our high speed is fantastic, we are going to get a lot of critical hits in this run. But slash as well, it's a move that pretty much critical hits every single time. So considering it's a 70 base stat, it pretty much improves it to around about that 110, 140 mark. So every single hit, we are getting a 100% accurate move that does 140 damage, which is absolutely phenomenal. So when it comes to Celadon, we're going to have to make sure that we invest in those proteins to increase our attack stat. We want that base stat a lot higher, and we want to make sure we can hit hard with Slash, because we are not going to badge boost whatsoever. That leads us on to Brock, though. We do get a little bit of type coverage in this run, but it's actually not very wide. We get Bite as a great move to start off with level 12, which is a 60 base power move. As you can see there, it does tons of damage. Even against the Sandshrew, which has got very good defense for this part of the game, we've got 2, maybe 3 good moves there to take on Brock, even at quite a low level. We have only got 35 HP. That's not great. Our defense is also our lowest stat, and with low HP, that's not a great mix, really. It means we're going to be more of like a glass cannon type of Pokemon. So what we actually want to be doing is using Bite and getting those critical hits. And as you can see, we've got 2 in a row there. And critical hits, they bypass any defense increases, which the Geodude does quite a lot. So what we want is to reduce its attack down, so when it actually does hit us, it's barely doing much and we can get more chances to get more bites in. Once we've done that, let's see how many critical hits we get, because we want to... Oh, we got a critical hit there ourselves. Geodude's got terrible speed, and yet it seems to get a lot of critical hits. You look back on most of my videos, go to the Geodude fights and watch how many critical hits they get. It's absurd, really. So we went back in at level 14 just to give ourselves a bit more HP to work with. We're going to go straight for Growl and just make sure that attack is as low as possible on the Geodude. Once we've done that, we are going to start using Bite. We are getting a lot of good hits in here. We don't get many critical hits, but he has increased his defense too much, And when it comes to the Onix, of course, we're going to use we're going to rotate our moves when he uses Bite so that he's not really attacking us. We can use Growl to lower his attack, and when he's not using Bite, we'll try and get those critical hits in using Bite. And because of that, this actually becomes quite an easy fight. It really does become quite an easy fight. Even though we're only using Scratch now, we're still getting those critical hits in. And we beat Brock with a Meowth at level 14, going into level 15. Fantastic start, really. We haven't lost too much time there at all. Considering our base stats, our moveset, we're doing really well. We really are doing quite well with the Meowth. And, you know, I actually wish that the Pokemon anime had given Meowth less of a comedy role and more of a serious role, because it's quite a good Pokemon. It is quite a good Pokemon. And if you disagree, comment down below and tell me why you think it shouldn't be more prominent or more serious. I love Meowth in the anime, but I don't know, I really feel like it should have been given a more serious role. Or even given Ash one to use as well. That would be pretty interesting to use. Moving on to Misty, of course. We still don't have any type coverage. We do have Water Gun, which we picked up in Mount Moon, but our special is quite low, so it's not really too many chances where we're going to need Water Gun. We're going to need that Bubble Beam, which we get from beating Misty. Now, the worst thing about Misty and our typing in this matchup, because we're normal type, she actually will use water type moves, unlike the past 2 runs, where we've been water type Pokemon. She doesn't, her AI basically says, they're water type, that's not very effective, there's no point of using the water type move here, just go for tackle. Basically, we want the same scenario here, which is why we've, we did a lot of damage there. And we beat Misty. Once we can move on to the SSN, we can pick up Body Slam as well. Because we're a normal type Pokemon, we get the same type attack bonus here. And this is going to be one of our prominent moves we use throughout the entire run. Because I was running low on PP, I wanted to alternate between the moves I was using. Kadabra is very defensively weak, it goes down with 1 Body Slam. Ivysaur as well, defensively, Body Slam will take 2 hits to take it out. We are level 28 here. We are a first stage evolution. We do level up quite quickly. But we also don't have a type disadvantage this time against Surge. Last time I promoted him to Lieutenant again. Let's see if we can demote him back to Private. We go into the Pikachu at level 29 with full HP. Body Slam more than enough to take it down. Raichu, how much damage do we do? About half, and he uses X speed and gets paralysed. We win quite easily. Bye bye Private Surge. Let's move on to the next trainer. So the next big trainer that I like to talk about as well, usually is the Exploding Hiker, but because we got Bubble Beam from Misty, it was a very easy fight. There was really nothing to talk about. Giovanni's really the next big challenge that comes up, but because we've got Bubble Beam, it's an easy fight really. Body Slam is more than good enough to take down that Kangaskhan. We get Screech as well, level 24, and that decreases defense by 2 stage, so much better than the likes of Tail Whip. And we beat Giovanni without much of a problem. Let's move on to Erica. I've had a lot of problems against Erica in the last few videos, because she starts using Sleep Powder straight away. We need to get... Razor Leaf does a lot of damage still. And then we get... It's happened again! Oh my god, I hate this victory bell. We do take it down, we've got 3 HP left. But that's not going to be enough. We'd lose against Tangler of all things. Level 34, we should be doing alright here. We do try Screech strats this time, and Body Slam does a lot more damage. We do get hit by Razor Leaf again. And if we get hit by the Tangler or the Vileplume, this is going to be a bit of a null fight really. If I can get the paralysis on the Vileplume here, we might have a chance. We get the paralysis, it doesn't hit Sleep Powder, and now a Body Slam crit takes her out. Perfect timing to get that critical hit. And that is 4 gym badges. Next up is the rival in Lavender Tower. We have got Thunderbolt on our move, in our move pool as well, so we can now take out the Pidgeotto quite comfortably. Gyarados is 4 times weak to electric type moves. It's the exact reason why we wanted Thunderbolt. Growlithe as well, we've got Bubble Beam, and we're getting such a good type coverage really to take out the rival's Pokemon. Body Slam of course, perfect move for Kadabra. Next up of course is the Ivysaur. We don't have a super effective move, so we have to use the likes of Body Slam. But we are quite a lot of levels above it, so we do manage to take him out very comfortably. And that leads us on to the next stage of the run. I actually went to Silphco, because we were doing so well in this run, I actually went to Silphco next. Silphco, Sabrina, Koga, Blaine, Giovanni is the quickest route to get through the game in my opinion. Annoyingly we get sand attacked and we don't outspeed this Pidgeot. But we take it down, Gyarados is up next, and even now Thunderbolt is not taking it out. Hydro Pump does massive damage because of our low special and low defense. This is where the run started getting more difficult and we started losing time. The early game was fantastic for Meowth. We got through very, very good. Like pretty much like A, B tier level Pokemon. The mid-game to the late game, it did start dropping off annoyingly because I wanted this run to do so well. So I had to bring out the big brain stats. At level 44, we are going to get Slash, which arguably for me, because we get a critical hit every single time, I think it's actually going to be worth replacing Body Slam with Slash. We beat the rival on the second time, and we can move on to Giovanni in Silph Core. He's not really going to be that much of a problem. As I said, we did lose a bit of time in this mid-game, and we're around about that 3-hour mark. I still think we can do this sub 4.5 hours, really. Nidorino is his first Pokemon, and it's going to go down to 3 Body Slams, which is kind of annoying. Our attack really isn't that good. This is where Persian is actually fantastic, though. Because it's got better attack, I think Persian Run could be in that S tier, but we'll have to see when that comes up on the wheel. Based off the time that we're at just at Silph Core right now, where you saw before, I don't think we're going to be an A tier run with this Pokemon, which is really annoying. I actually really wanted Meowth to be an A tier Pokemon, but I don't think it's going to be at this rate. His Rhyhorn is not of a problem whatsoever. Goes down to Bubble Beam. We're going to use Screech on the oh, for God's sake, he used Body Slam on me. We do outspeed though, so that's the reason why we won there. And that's right, tries to evolve, but we're not allowing you to this time, and we can move on to Sabrina. Her Pokemon are quite defensively weak. We get that Body Slam in, they're going to be going down pretty much with one hit, which is prevalent in both those first 2 Pokemon. Is it the same with Venomoth? We're going to use Screech this time just to make sure. And it goes down. Last up is the Alakazam. And it gets a Psybeam in. Does a lot of damage and we get confused. And this is why you don't use Psywave. But Psybeam finally takes us out. So that is a loss, unfortunately. But we can definitely do it at this level. We were very close to winning there. Body Slam needs to crit on the Mr. Mime to get a one-shot. So we actually don't have the best health right now. We don't get Poison Powdered, which is great. And last up is the Alakazam. Let's get a critical hit here. And annoyingly, she uses a Reflect, but 2 Body Slams is more than enough to take it down. We leveled to level 44, and the most crucial part of the run, I actually decided, you know what? I don't think it's worth, with our low defense, to keep Screech. Let's have Body Slam, let's have Slash, and let's alternate between them, because we do get same type attack bonus on both of those moves. So, that actually leads us on to Koga. We go into this fight not even at full health. I went in this very cocky, and I'm really hoping it pays off here. We're at level 45 here. Slash does big damage on the Muck, and because we're getting critical hits every single time, we're quite comfortably sailing through, but we're not dealing out enough to take out Pokemon in one hit still. This is why I wanted Slash. Because we still can't... I mean, if we weren't critical hit, and now would be maybe an 8-hit KO. Our low defense is why Sludge does so much damage there, and unfortunately we do lose. But I do think it's more than possible to do it at this level. Even going in not a full HP. So, Slash is going to do half damage on the Muck, which is actually pretty damn good. Coughing, it's quite... most things it's really going to do is use an X attack, or it's going to use Smokescreen. The Weezing, of course, if it goes for a self-destruct, worst case scenario, it goes for 2 X attacks in a row, so it gives us enough chance to get to enough slashes in to take him down. Koga was his own downfall there with trying to raise his own attack. That leaves us on to Blaine, the 7th gym leader. We're nearing the end of the run soon. We can slash these Growliths, 2 hits take it down, which is kind of annoying. I really wish they were doing that in 1-hit KOs. Level 48 at this point, Slash is doing a lot of damage. This is why I wanted Slash, but it still doesn't take out the Rapidash in enough turns. 52 HP to take out the Arcanine. And we get taken down. Let's try this again. That's right, you need to pull your weight here, boy. And Bubble Beam, Slash, good combination, take it down. We know Slash takes out... it doesn't take out the point out, it was a range. That's what it was. Okay. Rapidash up next, we've got full HP. Please don't Fire Spin us. Thank God we missed that. If you remember my Cloyster run, Fire Spin was my downfall. but we get good luck against the Zarkani. He just keeps going for likes of super potions, he misses a takedown, and we get through Blaine eventually without losing any HP. That leads us on to the last gym leader. And it's quite weird that I'm still at this stage of the game and I've got Bubble Beam on my moveset. But looking at the moveset on that right hand side, yeah, we don't have the greatest variation of moves to use. We could learn Mimic, but I don't really fancy it. Slash and Body Slam, fantastic moves. That's why they're there. Thunderbolt, powerful electric type move, and we have some Pokemon which are weak to it coming up in the Elite Four. Nidoking is going to get a thrash in, does quite a lot of damage, but we take it down 2 slashes. Rhydon's up next, and we know that Bubble Beam is going to be super effective. It's going to take 2 hits, and he wastes it by using Fissure. And there is all 8 gym leaders with just a single Meowth. That's right, has managed to get through to the Pokemon League. But before we can even tackle that, let's take on the rival one last time here and see how we do. We need to see what this warm-up is like for the Elite Four. Up first, of course, is the Pidgeot. Thunderbolt is a good move to use, it's going to take 2 hits to take it down. His agility does mean that he gets a quick attack in though. And next up is Rhyhorn. If we were badge boosting, this would be the Pokemon to do it on. Next up is the Gyarados, 4 times weak to electric type moves, but because our special is so low, it still doesn't take it out in 1. Next up is the Growlithe. Slash is actually the better move to be using here instead of Bubble Beam, so we can take it out with 2 hits. Alakazam is next. I'm going to go for the Slash, and it's still not enough to take it down. He does go for Reflect, which means that the Venusaur has actually got more bulk to it now. But because we're doing critical hits, Slash actually hits through the Reflect. Annoyingly, it doesn't do enough to take out the Venusaur, and we get taken down. So we need to hit hard, we need to hit fast. It sounds like I'm talking from a Rocky film now. You gotta hit hard, you gotta hit fast. Terrible impression by me. Anyway, back to Gyarados. It's gone down in 1 critical hit this time. Next up is Growlithe. We're at full HP here at level 59. I have used my rare candies if you were wondering. And that leads us to Alakazam. Slash is the perfect move to be using here, and it's a 1-hit KO. Now we are level 59. We're at full HP going to Venusaur. Razor Leaf still does massive damage, and we take him down with 2 slashes. That leads us on to Lorelei in the Elite Four. Lorelei, her Lapras, if she uses Body Slam, is going to be a problem because we are so defensively weak. The best thing that we have going for us is our speed. We wanted that Dugong to be asleep, then we can use Slash to take it down. We can get through Dugong without any problems. Next up is Cloyster, who is very defensively bulky. Thunderbolt is going to be the best player here, and we managed to hit through Confusion. Slowbro, to be fair, it's bulky in both special and defense, so either or of Slash or Thunderbolt would have been the best play here. Because it's using Amnesia to raise its special, we're going for Slash. Next up, of course, is the Jinx, very defensively weak. 1 Slash is more than enough to take it down. Lapras is finally out, and we're going to go for Thunderbolt. She goes for Body Slam. Actually didn't do too much compared to what I thought it would. The more annoying thing is she used Super Potion, but it gives us a chance to use 1 more Slash and take it down. That leads us now on to Bruno. We've got alright moves to take out Bruno, really. The big drawback, though, is that we are weak to fighting type Pokemon. So that means the Hitmonlee and the Machamp are going to be a bit of a problem. Bubble Beam is more than enough to take out on the Onixes. And the Hitmonchan, he's kind of weak. He goes for X-Defend. He already knows he's going to lose his Hitmonchan. That brings us on to Hitmonlee. Now, if we get hit by Rolling Kick, bad case, but we managed to outspeed and take him out in 1. Bubble Beam takes out the second Onix. Now we need to make sure we don't get hit by Submission. He goes for Focus Energy, and 2 slashes takes him down. Good position to be in. Very good position to be in. We're actually making up some of the time that we lost in that mid-game. Big problem now is going to be Agatha. Our special is not great. So how we're going to get past this is going to be a bit of a struggle. So, if we can get Paralysis on the Gengars, perfect scenario. We have been confused, but that's right, just smashes right through all the confusion apart from just before we get put to sleep. We wake up straight away, we're still confused. and we are losing PP so quickly with those retroactive potions. Speed falls on that Gengar, and we've got 111 HP to take out 4 more Pokemon. So we're going to use Thunderbolt on the Golbat. To be fair, it probably would have been better to have used Slash here because it's not resisted by it. And we just keep getting confused. If we get hit by Nightshade here, which we do, we're going to lose. So how are we going to get past Hagatha? We actually are going to use Mimic. I worked it out that using Mimic Nightshade was actually doing more damage and more consistent damage than Thunderbolt was. So it made sense to get rid of Bubble Beam, which we don't really need anymore, to be fair. Get rid of Bubble Beam, we can teach Nightshade. Also gives us a chance in the upcoming fights to mimic other moves, and from there we can figure out better strategies to be doing. But Nightshade just gives you the consistent damage, level 66, so we can take him out in enough hits and give us enough time to get through them. Arbok is the last Pokemon, and Nightshade takes it out. So, That's Right has beaten Hagatha. That leads us on to the final Elite Four member, which is Lance. And we're going into this without an Ice-type move, which isn't great. We do have Electric-type moves for this Gyarados, but still not enough to take it out in one. So what we're going to do here different. We are going to slash the Dragonairs, take it down in 2. We really don't want to be hit by Hyper Beam or Slam. Yeah, that seems about right. Level 67, and we're still not one-shotting these Pokemon. Okay, so we got through Gyarados without losing any HP. We are going to mimic Hyper Beam in this sense, because we're normal type, it's actually a stab move. And in Gen 1, when you use Hyper Beam, if you one-hit KO Pokemon with Hyper Beam, it actually cancels out the recharge, which is perfect. So we can get through both those Dragonites without losing any HP. Last up is the Dragonite. We're going to go for Slash to start off with. Then he goes for Barrier. So we're going to keep with Slash because it hits through any defense increases. And we take him down. And there we go. That's Right has beaten the Elite Four. But before we can even become the champion with this Meowth, we need to take out the rival in one last fight. This will be a fight for the ages, and Meowth versus a full team of 6. Thunderbolt, that Pidgeot. Or Slash. Oh. I completely forgot that Pidgeot had Mirror Move when I did this run. And it didn't give us the greatest chance to get past his Alakazam. He did use Reflect and gives us a chance to recover. Psybeam just does massive damage though. So I actually went for Slash and it's a one-hit KO. Next up is the Rhydon, so we can use this chance to recover. But we don't have a move which can deal anything other than not effective damage. Fury Attack does big damage to us. We're going to go for Slash because we know we've got the guaranteed crits. We know it's one-hit KO moves are not going to hit us. And we're going to recover as and when we need. Slash is going to take 6 hits to take out that Rhydon in total, but our defense has been lowered, so we are taking a lot of damage here. So, finally taking out a Body Slam. Gyarados is next, and I'm going to use this. I'm going to use Thunderbolt here. Arcanine is next. Now we use Recover to get back our HP. He's going to go for Raw, and Slash is going to take a few hits to take it down. So we switched to Body Slam because we didn't need the critical hit there. And last up is the Venusaur. So, please don't crit us. 8 HP left. Please go for Solar Beam. He does go for Solar Beam. And I'm going to go for Body Slam. Oh, that actually was not the right play. We got really close there, guys. And that's just bad play from me. Okay, let's see how we do in this next attempt. Oh, for God's sake, this Pidgeot's Mirror Move is just completely destroying me. So I'm still going to mimic Recover. We want to keep that HP high. And what we were hoping for was that Alakazam would go for Recover again. So now we've got a good amount of HP to go against this Rhydon. Hasn't used any defense lowering moves, so we actually get the paralysis on it this time. And Fury Attack's not doing anywhere near as much damage. So we can continue using Body Slam. Horndrill won't hit us. Recover when we need to. And that leads us through to the Gyarados. Thunderbolt is a powerful move, but this time it's not going to do it. Hyper Beam does big damage, but he has to recharge now. We can recover one turn, use Thunderbolt again to get through. Arcanine is next. Body Slam gives us the paralysis, and Ember does about 40 damage, which isn't great. He's fully paralysed this turn, so we're going to recover back to full HP near enough. Takedown then does a lot of damage, so I recover again. He goes for Takedown and misses. So we're at full HP going into this Venusaur, which is perfect scenario to be in. We paralyse it, it goes for growth. Razor Leaf then does a lot of damage. We hang on with 43 HP. And with that, Meowth becomes the champion. And at my favourite number ever, we finish the game at level 69. Considering how cheeky Meowth is. What a number to finish on. Oh, YouTube will definitely be flagging me for that. But anyway, we know what level we finished on. We need to know what time we finished on. Level 69. 5 hours free in-game minutes. A lot slower than I was hoping for. But this is the reason why we do these runs. We figure out the time, we figure out the level, we figure out what's the easiest Pokemon to go with. And from there, we can see what we can actually do to get through. I'm really annoyed we got that final end time. But I don't think... I did make a lot of mistakes in this run. The month of Retro Brown is definitely taking its toll on us already. Usually I have a few days between, like when I do some recordings or play a game. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of these runs so quickly that I am making quite a lot of mistakes. But I will get focused for the next one. Which brings me on to the next topic of conversation. What's going to be the Pokemon next time? Let's spin the wheel and find out. So first up we have Omanyte. Considering we've done a Kabutops run recently, that could be an interesting one. The opposite, like fossil Pokemon. Spearow was a terrible run. Fearow might be a lot better. What's up third? Last is Kabuto, so I have the choice between the baby fossils here. I'm going to go for Omanyte. It's the slower one out of the two. So yeah, let's see how we do with that one. If you've got to this point in the video, of course guys, you know, like, subscribe, share, all that YouTube stuff. You legends. Definitely helps us out, and we'll see you tomorrow with another run. Take care guys, really appreciate you.